Hi everyone. This is gonna be my Dragonflight BM Hunter guide. Um, Actually, this is it's very far into the season at this moment, and I just want to talk about a little bit about the hunter in general and the BM Hunter in specific inside the hunter specs. Um, I recently got my I got to 2.5 in solo queue, which is the only bracket that is actually moving at this moment. I'm pushing a little threes once in a while, but I haven't been playing that much. Not even in solo queue I've been playing that much, but the solo queue rating is very inflated, so it is what it is. So I got to 2.5. I'm working on my legend title now. 14 wins already, so long way to go still, but working on it. So regarding the being hunter, the hunter class compared to another classes, for the guys, this guide is for someone that is actually new to the hunter class and not so new to WoW in general, but not new to the hunter class. Yes, it has some knowledge, but still struggling to how to do the gameplay of a hunter in arena. This has been, the hunter class in general is a class that is very heavy base in CC. All the classes in WoW, it needs some kind of CC to actually, finish off the target in arena. But the hunter class is very reliable on this, and it needs to get the CC at least on regular basis on the arena to get to win. That's the case for all three of the hunter specs, and in the case of BM, is the same. It's the same. BM compared to the other specs. Well, let's talk about the CC. The hunter class at this moment has three or four base CC that you can do with all the hunter specs. You have the intimidation, which is the pedestal. You have the cameral sting, which is a venom that you put into the target, and it reduces the target movement speed 90%, which is almost a root, but it's not a root. It's not actually a root effect. Then that's for 3 seconds. 90% movement speed reduced for the 3 seconds. Then 3 more seconds, the target gets silenced, which is the most important thing. And then 3 more seconds, the target is gonna have their damage and healing reduced on 20%. So this is one. The pedestal is the other one. The scatter shot, which is a short range shot that disorients the target. It counts as a disorient effect. So it shares DR, diminishing return with the trap. What this means is if you use the scatter shot in a target, you can when you try to trap the target, the trap is gonna last. The duration of the trap is gonna be the half. Okay, uh, so we have these hard CCs. This is not so hard, but these three at least are very hard CCs. It's 5 seconds, so it's 4 seconds down because of the reduction and stuff. This is also 4 seconds, so it's three, and this trap is 7 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Yeah, it says 1 minute on, but it's on PvP. It's 7 seconds. I don't remember but so these two are the slow trap, which is also applies thanks to this talent. It also applies a root, which is dispellable and not in the root DR. and it also applies. This one is the undispellable root, which is 8 seconds on undispellable root, and it does also does damage. It's some kind of bleed. Uh, so we will talk about this later. So these are all the things that the hunter has to do CC in the arena. Uh, Regarding the BM spec compared to the other specs, in twos, I play mostly twos. Okay, no, I don't play too much threes. I haven't, I don't have partners to play threes on regular basis, so I just play twos and solo queue. But most of the times twos, and not even solo queue because the queues in solo are really long, and I don't have enough time for that. So BM spec regarding the other specs, it is considered by many that the BM spec is the easiest of the 300 specs. I don't think that, actually. I think that is different, and in some way it's harder, but it's different play styles. For example, when you play Marmaching Hunter, uh, damp in all hunter specs, dampening is your best ally in 2v2 arena. You almost certainly will win in dampening. That's less the case for the Marmaching Hunter because the Marmaching Hunter has burst, a lot of burst in true shot. It has the rotation, the normal rotation, the image shot, the all those stuff. Hit really hard in Marmaching, so you can end the arena with a crit, with a very fat crit or something like that. But in the case of survival, survival, every coordinated assault window it has a big burst too. But in general, survival and BM, and especially BM relies a lot on dampening on 2v2 arena. So you need to last enough in the arena to the dampening start to kick in, and then you can try to you can actually win the arena because BM's damage is not is very consistent and very high, but high in small dosages. So it's just constant damage, constant damage, constant damage. You will be applying that damage on regular basis, just non-stop damage, but you won't have fat crits. You can end the arena. You can't end the arena with a fat crit or something like that. That doesn't happen with BM. Okay, most of the times, or it can happen that you are finishing the arena. The guy is almost dead, but you can kill him because you can't because you don't have the final kick, the final punch to kill the guy, and you just that stalls the arena, more. So that's something that you need to take into consideration when you're playing BM. You play for damp most of the times. If you win before dampening, perfect, but you almost certainly play for damp. So that's the comparison. Okay, in that's the comparison in how the win condition arises in terms of the 300 specs. This always based on CC, and first of all, and second one, you require dampening. The other thing that happened with the BM spec compared to the other spec is that neither marksmanship or survival they need to have any specific rotation to keep something up, to keep some kind of buff up. When you play Marmachine Hunter and you have the chance, you just throw your image shots, and in the meantime, just kite, concussive shot to slow, concussive shot to slow, or just go to arcane shots, or you just a steady shot on your, yeah, and you rapid fire and you throw a explosive shot, but you just kiting until you have enough distance between you and the target, and you can throw your image shots. That's the way the Marmachine Hunter plays. So it's actually, and you're hitting anything that is in front of you, because you can shoot through pillars. So since you can shoot through pillars, line of sight is the best tool that someone can use to avoid damage from the Marmachine Hunter. So you need to shoot whatever you have in your line of sight, but you don't have a specific rotation to do that. You just throw your things Okay, at whatever target you have inside, so that's one thing. The survival hunter does the same thing. It doesn't have any rotation. You throw your bomb when you soft CD, when you keep your sniper thing up, you kill command if you are in range. When you are in melee range, you just mongoose bite as much as you can. You need the difficulty about survival is that you need to kite. When you kite, you lose damage. So you need to kite like very smartly, not to die, and that can be difficult to do. BM Hunter, from that point of view, is a spec that is always doing damage. Someone goes behind a pillar, it doesn't matter. Your pets keep hitting the target, but there is this thing that is called the frenzy buff. The frenzy buff is a little hard to maintain in arenas, and that thing can actually hinder your damage if you're trying to make max. You are always gonna do damage as a BM hunter, always. But when you try to actually do more damage than the other BM hunters or as much damage as other specs or classes in the game, you actually need to pay attention to the frenzy buff. What is the frenzy buff? The frenzy buff is something that you need to keep up. This buff says that you have 3 stacks of barber shot on the target, and your pets they have a buff that is called frenzy. 3 stacks that give the pet 90% attack speed. So you need to get that buff as soon as you can and keep it out as much as you can. And that's really hard to do in arena. That's when you're playing versus good people, good players, doing that is hard because they land aside you. They don't allow you to keep that stack up. They root your pets. They kill your pets, or at least try to do it. Or most of the time they succeed if they actually burst the pets. So very hard to keep that that stack. And you will have every time that you see your details, you need to have at least above 60% uptime on barbershop to have a decent uptime on frenzy. Anything less than 60, in my opinion, in my gameplay reviewing, I'm being analyzing that everything that is below 60% is just you're not doing enough damage, and your frenzy buff is just falling off very very quick, and it's not enough. Above 80%, like 85% in this case, you played that arena perfectly. Your frenzy buff was really really good, and your damage is gonna reflect that for sure. When we talk about races regarding Hunter in general, the best races for Alliance at this moment is the Dark Iron Dwarf. I'm not a Dark Iron Dwarf. I'm just a regular dwarf because I haven't played BFA in Blizzard, so I don't have the achievement to get it, and I don't have time to get it. So I have a family. I'm not like myself full time to this. So I'm just a dwarf. It's good. It's less offensive oriented because the Black Dragon Dwarf racial remove the bleeding, but also give you main stat when you do that. So you have a lot of bursts in there. But in this case, the dwarf, the regular dwarf, just remove the fats and just decreases the damage 10% during that time. So from the second one is human. I don't like human. I don't like the human racial. I don't like human at all. I prefer the dwarf because I at least in this very heavy raw meta, assassination raw meta, and feral druids also. You need the possibility to remove the bleeds from you at least one time, one death mark or exsanguination or one feral frenzy with incarnation. with Berserk. In the case of Feral Druid, you need that. In the case of the Horde, the best race is Orc by far. It has the the command ability, and command ability give you 1%, 1 or 2%, I don't remember now, more damage to your pets, to all your pets, and it also have the racial Blood Fury, which gives you a really big buff to your damage every 2 minutes. So it's good. Uh, the stat priority in a Beast Mastery Hunter is it should be versatility. Then you should go to haste, and then you should go to mastery. Uh, I've been tinkering around this in this expansion, and most of the times in previous expansion I just play haste full time, but now I'm just playing a little mastery too. So because I want to get fat crits on the kill command, and mastery, as you can see, mastery just increases the damage that your pet does. So that's something that you can use your mastery to. So you want more damage on your pets, which is more damage in your kill command, because your kill command, you cast the kill command, but the kill command is considered a pet ability. It's something that the pet does. So it's the pet damage just impact that. Um, yeah, I want a little more damage on my pets, so that's what I'm trying to get. From the general, as you can see, you need to have versatility close as much close to 30%, in my opinion, is enough. Uh, you should have haste. In this case, I have a talent. I'm gonna give you guys the perspectives later. But in general, I have 22% haste, which is low. It's actually low. You need to you can have more than this. But 20% haste is the minimum, just to do the rotation good, to fill the rotation smoothly. And you can stun into trap, stun into trap with relatively, do some globals between your stun and your trap before the stun is done in the focus, for example, in this case. So as I said, versatility, haste, mastery. Okay, so I have some of my gems I have in versatility. Most of my gems I have in versatility and mastery, and all my gear is in haste. I have the force set, which is really really important. The force set is really 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 important. It give you in the two pieces set, give you 10% more damage in kill command, and it has a 10% chance to reset the cooldown of barber shot. And the four pieces give you the barber shot more damage to the barber shot, 5% more damage, and increases the damage of your next kill command by 10%. So this is a buff for your next kill command. So it's really good. And it has very good stats too. In this case, critical strike and haste. The glove give you critical strike and haste too. The chest give you haste and versatility, and the shoulders give you versatility and mastery, which is good. This is the only piece that you have that it doesn't have haste. All other pieces have haste and versatility, haste, versatility, haste and versatility. Everything goes in. And I just I'm using the haste and versatility in everything, and the gemming into mastery and versatility. A heavy focus on versatility, not on mastery. So that's what I've been doing, but the stat should be haste, as much haste as you can. But I'm just tinkering with this at this moment, so it's something I've been doing. Uh, Regarding the talents, let's start with the talents. Let's analyze the hunter tree. As you can see, I'm not playing with kill shot because recently the improved kill shot, which is the effect, the damage that your critical strikes of the kill shot does, it was nerfed in PvP. It says it's 25%, but in PvP it's 15%. So, and in the case of BM, that it doesn't have a proc that actually give you kill shots in in any time in the arena. The BM Hunter only have the kill shot available when the actual target is below 20%. It's in execute range. The other two specs, marmanching and survival, they have the opportunity to use kill shot, the survival in the coordinated assault window, and the marmanching with a proc. You can use it in the middle of the arena, regarding of the health of the target. So it's good to use the kill shot in marmanching and survival. But as BM, I don't find useful at all to waste a global on one kill shot when I have, for example, a kill command available. A kill command does 25k when I'm not on PvP stats, so I'm gonna let you know exactly how much it does. Not when I hit this target. When I hit this dummy here, my kill command does 29,600k. My kill shot, it would do like it says 38k, but what can I say? It doesn't work like that, so it's really bad. I've been pressing kill shots in arenas, and for example, I have, for example, this one. This was, I think it was solo queue. I don't remember if I have, okay, for example, in this. I'm not using kill shot at all in this. So my kill commands have been hitting for 32k, something like that. My kill shots were hitting for 19k, sometimes less than that. So maybe you got lucky to have let me see if I get a kill shot in here. No, I don't play with kill shot even in solo shuffle. It's bad. It's actually bad. So okay, so I don't use kill shot. So I just spend the remaining talents that I can put in here are spent to buff my pets. This I only play with 1 point of this if there is affliction warlock in the enemy team, because when I heal my pet, that just does I can dispel the pet at the same time that I heal the pet. I have 50% chance to dispel the pet, and when I do that, I just apply unstable affliction backslash the to me, and I can die instantly. So I don't use 2 points in here versus affliction wall. I only use 1 point. But that's the only case I don't use 2 points in here. I play with 2 points in here permanently. That helps you a lot to keep your pet alive, which is the very, very important as a BM hunter. In this, I use two points in here too, because this is not for the healing effect. I don't healing in me is not important. This is for healing my pet too, because when you have this up and your pet is low, you can just press acceleration and your pet is gonna be healed to full. Dampening affected. So in the end of the game, they training your pet with 60% dampening, and you use this, your pet is not gonna heal to full. But most of the times at the beginning of the arena in general, is gonna. So I want to have this as much as I can to heal my pet in case of need. Pulse is mandatory. Concuss is just mandatory. It's part of your rotation to into any target, not only melees. This is your kick. This is a retelling. Is very important because this is the low trap, and with this all styling, which is mandatory too, you have the root that is not shares ADR with the other roots in the game, but it's dispellable. And this one is the tranquilizing shot that you can dispel in rage or magic fight. This is very useful versus almost any class. You can dispel the Bob, the Blessing of Protection of the Paladin. You can dispel Hots from the Evoker, from the Druid. You can dispel Hot from the Monk. You can dispel Alter Time from the Mage. You can dispel Riptide from the Shaman. You can dispel Soul of the Forest from the. You can dispel a lot of things with this. This is a Blessing of Freedom from the Paladins. So this is really good. This one is the wall, the 3 minute wall that the hunter got in this expansion, which is really good because it's almost the same as a turtle, you know, the turtle, as part of the turtle, but you can actually keep hitting people with this. So it's, and you need to go to this to get the another 20%, which is make it 40 because by default it's 20%, and if you don't go this, you it's only 20%. 20% damage reduction in Dragonfly is a meme. So after this, you can go with 2 points in this because in 10.07, this one is gonna give you an every time that this applies to you, which is this is a buff when you hit acceleration, is heal you for another amount of, for the 20% of your maximum health in 8 seconds. But in the next patch, it's gonna also I think it's gonna. I read something about that. It's gonna also increase your HP pool. So I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna be, but I think it's good. But you can use these 2 points in here too, in Born to Be Wild, to reduce the cooldown of the turtle and the aspect of the survival of the fittest too, which is can be good. Mm, you can reduce the cooldown also of your aspect of the cheetah, which is a 3 minute CD, give you a speed, a lot of speed in the arena. That can be good. You can play around with that. So these ones are mandatory. You can take in here intimidation is mandatory for your to secure the trap in the healer into Scattershot, I've been playing around buying it out sometimes, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Scattershot is so good that you can for the only thing that the hunter has, it's not the only thing, but the most useful thing that the hunter has to peel their healer is this ability. This ability is overpowered completely, and when you use in conjunction with this with binding shackles, that every time they use binding shot, high explosive trap, scatter shot, or intimidation on a target, it does 10% reduced damage to you in the next 8 seconds. So that's really useful. As you are a VM hunter, you go, camouflage is mandatory too. That's your stealth. So as you use this as a VM hunter, you should go to all the way to buff as much as you can your kill command. Kill command with this had 2 charges, 50% increased damage, more damage increase here in kill command. So after this, you go with this, which is bleed damage. It applies to your barber shot. It increases the bleed damage in targets below 30% health. But mostly you go with this because you can't use the steel trap. I don't use a steel trap versus casters. I just take a point from here and just use it for okay, I need to stop hitting things. So I just take the point from here um, and putting on kill shot. Okay, but because versus range and casters, I don't. I'm not gonna trap them with this either. Actually, most of the time I play the pillar, so I just it's better for me to have another thing to press if I run out. I just PvE them, so this is another button to press and just do something to them. But most of the time, this is my build. This is mandatory, and this is gonna get buff on things 07. It's mandatory. It's mandatory. You need to combine this with your Visceral Wrath, and this is a lot of damage. So that's from the Hunter tree. This tree it emphasizes on survivability, as you can see with this, and also on utility with this, I've been using this Hunter's Avoidance. I'm not sure if it's working because I don't have a way to track this because there is a lot of AoE abilities in the game. There is the shaman, like the molten thing that when you dispel the air shock, the flame shock, when you dispel it, you get the eruption in your feet, so that's AoE damage. So there is the blade dance from the demon hunter. There is the immolation aura. There is the blade storm from the warrior. There is a lot of AoE abilities that I think that can be useful to have this avoidance. And I also I have in my bracers 200 avoidance, and in my cloak grateful avoidance too, which gives me 175, something like that. At this moment, I have 5% avoidance, and this one too, and 6%. So it's a lot, around 11% avoidance. I don't know if it's very useful because I can't actually measure it, but it's only 1 point in there, and it's a very good point. It's a value point for me because I'm not gonna use this in any other place. More speed, yeah, maybe, but okay. There is another thing. I don't use improved traps when I play VM. The improved traps is really good when you play versus, for example, when you play survival, you is need to use improved traps because your harpoon is 20 seconds CD and your trap is 30 seconds CD. So to reduce that and just try to align more the freezing track into the harpoon, it's better to have the trap in 25 seconds CD. But for VM has a scatter shot which is 30 seconds CD, and the trap is also 30 seconds CD, so you can align those traps and the scatter shot perfectly. So no worries about that. I don't play with this either. So I don't know if it's good, it's bad. It's only my opinion. This is only my view of the BM Hunter class. Most of the reasons I've been doing this is because there is very few BM Hunter guys from people that actually have rating in YouTube, or I have found very few people streaming BM Hunter as a main. They stream BM Hunter, but they play then the survival and play they play the spec as, but someone just trying to figure out all the details of the spec or all the things that you can do as a BM Hunter. And so the PvP rotation for the BM Hunter is the opener. You should in general, what is most of the hunter does is just to, for example, this is the healer, this is the target. You start the arena, you do this. You go into your partner is gonna secure the stun, the first CC on the target, and if your partner can't CC the target, which is the case of the discipline prick, which is really popular now, so you go into stun the target, okay, scatter the healer, do one, two, okay, two globals, and then you continue your rotation. The thing here is that you need to, at least in the opener, try to get your bloodshed up, and then you go with Beaster Wrath and the Death Chakrams, and you continue your rotation. Okay, so that's the hunter rotation in the opener. The big hunter rotation in the opener. CC the healer. If you can secure the CC on the target at the beginning of the arena with your partner, you can just stun the healer. Do two globals. If you have 25% haste or more, you can actually do three globals, and then go for the trap. These globals should be bloodshed and two stacks of barbershop. Then you go with Bistro Wrath and your death chakrams. Let's talk about now to the Beeps Mastery Hunter 3. These are all mandatory. And the cover shot, the pack tactics, give you more focus. The barber shot is the main shot for BM. You have the aspect of the beast, which is more damage. This is the two pets. This is more damage for the pets. This is more damage for the kill command. This is more damage for the barber shot, which is a really, really good 40% more damage there. The barber shot is hitting really hard. This is a buff to your pets. That this is a spell that puts a debuff on your target and just increases the damage. The damage that it does is non-existent, but it puts a debuff on the target. Like it amplifies the damage that your pet does to them in 50%. But this is your pet. Okay, this is your pet. So this is gonna be only applied to the two pets that you are constantly using. Okay. So that's the damage that are gonna be amplified is those two pets. Okay. Um, then we have the war orders. I think this styling is mandatory. That this styling is give you 50% chance every time you use your barber shot to reset the cooldown of your kill command. So you use barber shot, and one in every two barber shot that you use, you will have your kill command reset. So that's gonna be really good. Then you go with Visual Graph, which is the same gameplay as Shadowlands, and you go all the way to Piercing Fang, which give you more crit damage in your Visual Graph window. This one is the Thrill of the Hunt, which is a long time talent from Hunters. It's really unfortunate that it takes you three talent points to get the same value for this spell that it has only one talent back in BFA and Shadowlands. But after that, you go with a stomp. If you are familiar with the Beast Mastery Hunter gameplay, you know that the stomp is the ability that every time you cast a barber shot, your pets, both of them, are gonna stomp the ground and do a physical damage. This ability is really good. It gives you a lot of damage in your rotation. It's just almost the fourth or the three or the fourth damage. So it's actually higher than your auto shot damage. It's really, really high. It's really good that ability. The only problem with that ability is that it can break CC. If you trap someone next to the one that you are attacking and you press barber shot, it's gonna put you in a very difficult position because it's gonna break the trap, and that's bad. Then you go with this. This is the new thing about this talent was always in the hunter tree, but it wasn't used. Darbies. It says that you can press this ability to summon a beast that it gives you 5% haste and attack the target for 10 seconds. But the thing is that this ability is really good now because you can empower this beast. This beast it didn't do any damage in BFA or or Shadowland, but now in Dragonflight you have these five talents that they actually uh, buff you can summon the pet without having the talent, and you can buff this pet. This pet with this talent you can buff the pet. The pet that is comes with the derbies. It has 60% more increased damage, which is a lot, and it attacks for 2 more seconds. So that's really good. And with kill command, every three kill commands that you do is almost three kill commands because it's 30% chance. So you will have the beast is gonna pop. So you don't need to actually have the ability of the dire beast. If you have the ability of the dire beast, you can have both, as you can see here, for example. I take it one from here, put it here. Okay, I have the ability now. And you will see I can have both. So I can have four pets attacking the target. Okay, so we have this, we have this, we have this. So, okay, it doesn't pop still. So, okay, there is only two pets in there. One more. Okay, it doesn't want to come out. Okay, just come out. No. Okay. Okay, you can have. I'm trying to get the pet. Okay, the pet out. It should have proc now by now. It's really unfortunate. Okay, yeah, the e proc. This is the wolf, and you can also use this ability, and you will have two. This is the tiger and the wolf. You have two pets, so it's a total of four pets hitting the target, which is actually a lot of damage. This now is a raptor, and I can use the ability almost. Okay, you have two at the same time because it proc two times, and now you have five, which is really, really, really good. Having five pets hitting your target, yeah, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. What happens with this is that you can have that ability for sure, but to to maintain your frenzy stack, this is the thing I was talking about in the beginning. It helps you a lot to have Wild Call, which is nerfed compared to Shadowlands. In Shadowlands, only one point in this talent, it gives you 30%. And with the Conduit, you have until up for to 40%, which is really, really good. But now you get only one. With one talent in there, you get 20%, which is one in five barber shot. Sorry, one in five auto shot crits, because it depends on the auto shot crits that are gonna proc a free barber shot. And when you use this one with the pack, you need to have two more points in here to actually get the value that it was in Shadow and Lance, only one point in Wild Call. So you need 3 points now to get the same value of Shadowland, and same with this with Thrill of the Hunt. So this is really bad for us. So instead of they buffing the damage of the BM in the next patch, which I heard they're gonna do, which is completely unnecessary in my opinion. BM has a lot of damage. It doesn't need more damage. It should be better to just make the just not increasing damage. Just it's very boring. Just to do the BM rotation more smoothly, it will be better for the BM hunter player, and it's gonna be better for the game because you need to work out for your damage, and it's not flat damage increase, which is not makes any sense to me. But Blizzard, they do the things in the very. If you can use 1 point in here to get the value of Thrill of the Hunt, and you can have this with the value that it was in the only 1 point, the value that it was in Shadowland, for example, 1.30%, and 1 point here, enough for 300. You have two more talents to spend, or at least one. You can use this one actually, or two. You can use this, and you will have more kill commands to play around, and more beast attacking. And it should be. And that would be better for the BM Hunter gameplay and for the BM Hunter point of view, to have actually beasts that you can summon, and you can just actually feel that you're playing a BM Hunter, and you can play your frenzy stack better. You can maintain your frenzy stack better than you with only just getting this to the same value it was in Shadowland when one talent, and this one talent, I get two more talents to spending, not damaging the ability, because this is okay. This is the damaging ability, but it has 20-second CD. So the Demonology Warlock has one of these exactly, 20-second CD, and it procs three beasts that they do like a 20k normal damage. This beast, it only does like a 9k normal attack. So yeah. And you can use this and then use this, which every five beasts that you summon, you get the cooldown of your kill command reduced by 50%, which is not a big deal. Maybe when you got that proc, you are kiting, you are just in CC, you are dying, you are whatever, your pet is dying, so you need to spend globals in healing the pet, so you can spend globals in using actually kill commands. So it's not so simple, but it will be nice to have. This ability, Brutal Companion, it could have been good if it was applied to every barbershop application, but it only applies. What it does is when you reach your 3 stack of barbershop, your frenzy stack, your maximum frenzy stack, your pet is gonna use the default attack, which is in this case of my pet is a bite. You're gonna use the bite at 50% more in damage increase. So every time you hit the three stacks, it gonna use the pet is gonna use the ability. This is good, and it's actually passive damage. It can be good. You can go with 1 point here and 1 point here to to maintain the thing. If you have 2 more points to spare, not this abomination of 3 points in here for actually nothing. But it is what it is. So now we can take this and 2 points to increase 10% the chance to this is not worth it. As I was saying, there is no way we can go this this path. Uh, this Call of the Wild is a 3 minute CD burst ability, which is your pets in that moment can be rooted, feared, stunned, in airway stunned, whatever. Someone just kite you behind a pillar. Just use a defensive. They can use whatever defensive because it has 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So this abomination of ability. So it doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know if it PV. I don't play PV, but I don't think that even PV that this thing is worth it. So. Okay, this part of the BM Hunter tree is this part completely, which is really, really, really annoying because most of the talents of the other hunter specs, Marmachite and Survival, you can use it either on PvE or PvP. But in this case, the hunter they have like one. This one you can use it, but you don't have the enough talents to use it. But this one, you don't use it never. This one almost never. This one certainly never. This one maybe in a PvE environment when you're hitting a boss with 3 trillion HP points, you can use this because every 10 kill commands, you will have the opportunity to have the kill shot. This is the same thing that the Being Hunter had in Shadowland with the Flight Shot. But the proc there was really high, and this proc in here I don't know how to put it. 10% chance of an ability with 6 second CD is almost one in a minute. One kill command every minute. So it doesn't make any sense at all. Regarding PvP talents, you can use these are the baseline and the most useful talents. Sometimes I take this one out and I go Kindred Beats to have reduce CD when I'm facing warriors. I use my cunning pet, uh, and I have a master call on 45 second CD. When I use the Kindred Beast, I can reduce it to 23, which is really helpful versus monks, warriors, sometimes versus shamans in general. They are rooting your pet, or they just or druids, retro druids that are mass entanglement your pet or something like that. You can use this. Versus Druids is really useful to use Tranquilizing Dark, which reduces the duration of the spells. When the dispels or silence or you kick is the Retro Druid, you just reduce the duration by 4 seconds all hots on the target. I use this Dragon Scale Armor every time I face a Affley Lock in twos. Sometimes I can use Beast Within, but it gives you 10% more attack speed in your Beast of Wrath window, and it does immune your pets to CC, to fears, and whatever in the in or on horror effects in when you're in the Beast of Wrath window. It's good for the 10% increase attack speed, but I don't find it so useful. This one is non-existent at this moment. Wild Kingdom, I don't know how to use. I played with this back in Shadowland when we don't have this talent. Your pet just died randomly to random AoE damage. Your pet still dies to random AoE damage, but you can heal them. You keep this up as much as you can, and it's harder to do that. And Wild Kingdom is you use this if you know they are gonna train your pet like 100%. 100% you use that. This is the only way you can actually get value from that. Hunting pack in RPGs can be good to reduce the cooldown of your aspect of the cheetah and just move around really fast. Diamond Eyes in certain matchup can be good, but since it shares the art with a scatter shot, and you already have a scatter shot on 30 seconds CD, so while you use a reduced duration trap, when you can use a scatter for the same CC, because this trap is only 5 seconds duration, and the scatter shot is 4 seconds, so it's almost the same. And when you will try to CC the healer to go into the target, you will have a reduced freezing trap on the healer. It doesn't make any sense when this one, yeah, it makes some sense when you back in Shadowland, which Being Hunter didn't have. It only was only for Survival Hunter. It had some value when you are playing, for example, versus a DH or some kind of, or versus Affliction Warlock, and you want to train the healer, you can use this. But we didn't have the scatter shot back in Shadowland, so now with the scatter shot, the hunter in general has been become very powerful, very powerful. This scatter shot ability is OP, OP, completely OP. This is a very good ability. So this one I use a baseline because this shield save you for a lot of things, a lot of times. And since we don't have the Kraven strategy anymore, which you can feign death on quickly and remove all the things, bleeds and stuff, you need this to try to avoid some damage sometimes. So now I will be talking about the gameplay, arena gameplay, and the PvP rotation. So the PvP rotation, as I said, it was is around maintaining your three frenzy stacks as much as you can. So let's go in this. So let me focus. So it should be like this. Okay, you use your bloodshed. Okay, so it's almost done. You use a one stack of the two stack of Barbechot. You use your Bistrograph. You keep your stacks. You try. I fell off now. Just talking, I can talk and play at the same time. I'm bad. So I just you need to try to get your stacks of frenzy as much as you can. And every time this lighted is because you get a free proc from the wild call, a free proc of for Barbechot. It's not happening as you can see, so because it's 20%, so it help you in general, but sometimes it doesn't help you at all. So you need to keep your stacks just using Berserk Wrath. And so, but that's the rotation. Try to keep this as much as you can. Try to get the Berserk Graph down in CD as much as you can, because every time you use Barrage Shot, your Berserk Graph CD is reduced by 12 per seconds. And just use your Death Chakrams and Bloodshed on CD. That's the BM Hunter playstyle. So every time that you have a trap, you just try that. For example, I have two stack here. I need to save it. Something like that. Just in the field when you don't have to press the barbershop because you have already the frenzy stack, and you don't have kill commands, you just use cover shot, to reduce the cooldown of your next kill command, because cover shot reduces the cooldown in 1 second of your next kill command. And you just waiting for your kill command to get back and to have another barber shot to restart the three stacks of frenzy. So that's the gameplay. It's very simple but difficult to do in arena, because sometimes you need to be kiting, moving, trapping, because I have the trap and the thing, and stunning the healer, popping this, okay, popping this, so it's almost fell down, so you need to drop down, okay, so, and maybe he trinkets, you need to use your kick in there, so after that you can, you have bloodshed, you can keep, but keeping this frenzy stack as much as you can. So this is the way of playing, BM Hunter. Sometimes it gets really hard. That's what I'm saying. That it's not so easy as you can, as you can think, to actually maximize your three stack of frenzy. You can use the trap for trapping, tricks for trapping. You can use the scatter into track, which is not ideal. Why? Scatter, it's when you use scatter on the target, it has one thing against that. When you use a scatter, for example, you apply your bleed, you're applying your bleeds to the target and your mortal strike effect. When you use scatter, okay, it just remove the bleed. Okay, so you're losing damage on the target when you use scatter, but at the same time you're actually stopping the target from doing damage to you, and then when the effect ends, you will have 10% damage reduction on the damage that the target does to you. So using it on the target, it reduces your damage, but it stops the goals of the target. When you're playing versus different con versus the warrior, you can use this to peel your healer or just to get the warrior out of you, out of your back. When you use his ward breaker, most of the times when the rogue is just open on your healer from the stealth, you can use scatter to get the rogue to CC the rogue, and to prevent damage on your healer. I advise to every chance that you get to use your scatter to peel from you or from your healer is gonna be better than the using on the healer to trap. If you don't have another choice and you are going for the final push, the handbang is very high, they're just trying to heal, but they can't, but the healer is free casting, so you can use your scatter to interrupt, to even interrupt, even if your trap is on CD. To interrupting for whatever, you can use it for whatever. But in general, it's better to use it it has a low range, which is better. That it's also better to using on a target, because if you're using on the healer will very likely to be far away from you. You will be fighting here the target and the DPS, and the healer is gonna be there. So you need to go all this way to get discarded on the healer, as you can see. So you have but as you can see in here, my focus cutter is not up, it's in red. So to actually get to my, I need to walk on to here, and all this way I've been getting damage from this guy and this guy, you know just to get a DR trap on this guy. So trapping tricks. Stone into trap is the best. It can go with um, concussive into rooting with this trap and then trapping. Okay, it can go with that. It can go with when the enemy healer is, you are fighting the DPS in here, and you see that the enemy healer is casting, so you throw the trap to it. You throw the trap to them. What happened is that if he stop his casting, it can be damage or healing, whatever. It just is like a pseudo kick, because you just stop the damage of the guy or the healing because he need to move to avoid the trap. Usually what I do is I don't do that. I just slow him. I slow him first, and then he starts casting, and then I throw the trap. Then the guys just try to, okay, what should I do? I just stop my casting and avoid the trap, or just eat the full trap. Whatever it does, yeah, is up to him. So that's one thing. Another thing you can do is to do the more complex is that use the camera on it, so it's slow. That slow leave you to apply the root from the slow trap, and then when he's silenced, which is already past now, and I have my trap on CD now. But when this slow and rooted with this trap, you can go for actually the freezing trap. Okay, that's the way you should do it. You can go with that. You can go with a cutter. Your healer can help you to set up the trap. You should try to CC the healer almost every 30 seconds. Every time that you have the trap, you will need to try to use it on the healer. I don't do that. I try to do that versus melee most of the times, but versus caster, I don't do that because versus caster I have found very useful just to avoid damage. Caster, since Shadowland, they are nasty, man, nasty. They do a lot of damage. Elemental shamans, affliction warlocks, destruction warlocks, mages, fire mages back in Shadowland, now arcane mages, frost mages. So all those guys they do crazy amount of damage. So for me, evokers. So I prefer to avoid damage. Just stay here. The guys there, the other guys in there. Okay, I'm just hitting here from here. Okay, my pets are hitting him. Okay, he's going back. Okay, he's going back to the pillar to avoid my damage. No problem. Okay, I just stay here. I just call my peg backs. Okay, now come back, come back. Okay, go, go, go. He comes out because he need to do damage too, and I just line sighting him, so he can do damage. So to go, damage, 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 damage. I see the guy casting. Okay, I throw one to them. Okay, I got it. Fine. I don't even got it. No worries. When the dampening is actually really high, which is when actually the dampening is above 50%, I can go for setup into trap. But that this is only versus caster, and it's my play style. You can play whatever you want. Okay, I just giving you a tips from my perspective, from my experience playing the Shadowland expansion and the Dragonflight expansion. I've been playing WoW for 2 years plus now. So, but I've been getting some good results for my very little experience. I got duelist in every season on Shadowland and elite in one of them. As I couldn't get glad because as I said, I don't play threes. I don't have the partners to do that. And I got the elite in solo queue. I'm working. This is the I have two hunters. This is not the one that I'm pushing twos. When the one that I'm pushing twos, I got rival two already, and this is the one that is pushing solo, high solo, and threes. I almost on the rival two on threes, and on twos, I'm on rival two already with my horde characters. So I have experience, not so much. I'm not a rank one or whatever, but there is not so many people just trying to explain the being hunter. So I just try to give you guys the my perspective, how I play the game, how I do a lot of weak hours, as you can see, because I'm find very useful to have all the information that I need to do my rotation in my screen. And people, other hunters do another things. They just put a weak auras around their screen regarding their CC or their defensive or nothing. But I find useful to do this, and I just almost of the times I just try to keep my things up as much as I can using this interface. So that's all that I wanted to talk about the Being Hunter. Hope you guys find it useful. Feel free to follow the channel in YouTube. You can check out my stream in Twitch. I stream almost all days in Eastern Time, 9:30, 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time until like 10:45, something like that. You do twos with my friend on in YouTube in my channel. You can just give me one comments. If you can give me a like if you like the content. If you not, then just try to comment and say okay, give me suggestions or just discuss something that I talking here in the guide and you guys are agree or disagree. So that's all. I just want you to the BM Hunter tryhards there out there to have someone that is playing the class on regular basis. This is my main. I enjoy playing BM Hunter a lot. Um, I can do another guides too about, for example, key bindings, macros. I can do that too if you guys want. Just leave it in the comments so I can do it too. I've been taking a lot of things from very good hunters like Big Macs and Billy Bobs, which are very good hunters. Billy Bobs is a BM hunter main from the UK. You can check out his stream in Twitch, his channel here in YouTube too. Big Max is a rank 1 survival hunter, but he has a lot of knowledge of the WoW and the hunter class and mechanics, and he's really good. And he's been helping me a lot for like 2 years plus to get, to do things as a hunter in general. So that's all, guys. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys like it, and we'll see you in the next one.